Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Okamiden. In the last episode, we completed the Playhouse. No more Playhouse. That dungeon's complete. We defeated the bosses, and all is well with the world, except for the fact that the music's still here. Because as you can see, these houses are still possessed, and that is rather unfortunate. However, as you can see, we don't really have the means to fix these houses quite yet. We will very shortly, though. That's going to be sort of the thing of this episode. But before we do that, I'm going to quickly just clean up a few side questy stuff around the world, and then we'll sort of clean up the rest of that later, because I don't actually get everything quite yet, but, you know, we'll just sort of spread it out. We are getting close to the point of no more side quests, actually, or at least where we won't have to go out of the way for them. Like, you know, there'll still be masterpieces everywhere, but in this game, it's kind of odd, because all the side quests don't happen at the end of the game like a lot of games do. They actually happen, like, they all happen, like, mid-game, and then end-game is going to have, like, nothing at all. But as you can see, we completed Masterpiece Part 2 finally. The last one was right there. We needed Inferno for that one. And we got ourselves a Peace Bell. Now, this thing's actually pretty cool. You go to your weapons, you go to press X for trinkets, and then you can equip it. And these trinkets will do different things. This one will keep demon scrolls away, so they won't chase us. We can still fight them if we run into them, but they won't chase us, and thus it's going to be a lot harder, I guess, for us to have to fight these the scrolls, or at least, you know, it'll be easier to dodge them, which is what I'm going to do like 99% of the time. So that, I mean, that does work out for me. Now, what we need to do for the rest of this, well, I guess I'm going to quickly go take care of some side quests. The other one that I have in mind right now is the Rao treasures. I should quickly go ahead and pick the rest of those up. And the last one, we also need an Inferno for that one, and it's over here in this cave that we saw all the way back here. We'll just quickly go ahead and pick that up, go get the reward for that one. And then the other thing I'm going to do is go to Yakushi Village, because there's something we can pick up with that 30,000 yen that we have, which I actually purposely saved. By the way, those little demons, they do count as fire, in case you're wondering why they had them here. What? No, come on, work, please. Fire melts ice. Fire, I don't even know why that would melt. I must have, like, aimed the fire right in front of him, and then I burn myself on the fire. Way to go, Lucky. I'm just going to go ahead and break this thing open and hopefully get health. Health, please. Nothing. Thanks, game. Oh, there's a ton of demons. But that's okay, because we don't even need to bother with them, because they aren't important, and that's the rest of Rao's treasures. We'll go ahead and return it to Mr. Priest Dude and get ourselves a little reward, except they don't reward us. We do all this hard work, and we get nothing for it. No physical reward. They're just like, we like you. You know, how like Beetle. Beetle's like appreciation stuff in Wind Waker. I like you. Except in this game, liking you actually leads to leveling up, so go figure. Anyway, doing a little bit of editing warpage over here, over to the priest, and blah blah blah, yeah, he's happy, blah blah blah, we get praise, blah blah blah, we all know how this goes. It's really not that exciting. But like I said, the next item on our list to do is go to Yakushi Village and buy something pretty spiffy. So we'll just use the warp point over here. I could have just actually cut out Yakushi Village, but what the heck? I'm gonna just cut to here anyway. Dr. Redbeard asked me to take people to Yakushi Village because I have mystical warping powers. You are a magician, sir. You can just warp people all over the place. Why is he not? He's clearly the end boss. He's clearly the most powerful character in this universe with his ability to warp people to and fro like magic, and the ability to apparently appear in every shop no matter... He's stalking us! He's in every shop we go in! He is clearly stalking us. Clearly. But we're gonna go ahead and go to the shop. Now that we've actually gotten the Inferno Scroll, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? A new brush skill technique is here. Or an upgrade to our brush skill technique is here. Fireburst! So this is why I didn't get the Cherry Bomb, although I could probably sell treasures enough to get both. I do want to keep the money for later use as well, so Cherry Bomb can wait. Now we have Fireburst. This one's definitely worth getting, because this one is going to allow us something pretty awesome. The ability to basically have fire wherever we want it, basically, because we have the... all you do is draw a little infinity sign instead of, like, you know, drawing like from fire one place to another. It's a totally different skill, in a sense. It's sort of like a relative of Fireburst, but it's a different symbol and all that stuff. So now when we draw an infinity sign, a giant burst of fire will come without any source of fire being needed. So without this, I'm just destroying the shopkeeper. Without this burst of fire, without needing a source of fire, we can now do fire to enemies like the ice lips or any other enemy that's weak to fire. We now have a means of igniting them and doing their super effective damage, stunning them, getting demon parts from them, whatever you really need, I guess. Anyways, what I also have, another thing about the skill is it lasts longer if you draw a bigger one. So if you saw I draw a small one, just lasts a little bit. You draw a larger one, it's a lot bigger. It covers a lot larger area as well. But it does also cost significantly more pots. Like, as you can see, I'm pretty much almost out of ink. I think like a normal one, I'm not even that bad. I think I actually picked up some ink on the way there and I wasn't even paying attention because I just sort of did it automatically. But I think like the small one costs like 2 or 3 pots. The large one's like 3 or 4 pots, so it does cost a lot of ink. I'm gonna try not to use it if I can. Use a source of fire. Obviously, Inferno is a lot cheaper and just as effective. Fireburst is really only when you have those situations where you don't have a means of fire. So, for example, if you're fighting a fire eye and an ice lips, we now can just kill the fire eye with the ice lips, and you get the demon bones from that. And then move on to the ice lips and use Fireburst to last hit the ice lips and get the demon bones from that. So that's basically how it's gonna work. Anyway, that's enough side questing for this episode, guys. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go clean the clown up. Yes, clean the town up. I cannot talk. I am like the most scattered person today, and I don't even know why, but who cares? We're gonna keep going no matter how shitty this commentary is, because that's what we do at Channel LuckySevenDX. We do not stop. We only continue to move forward. Anyway, Miko Cho, we're here talking Miko Cho. We're going to, as we know, Kagura wants to basically get better with their powers. So Miko Cho is going to train us, but before we do that, we do need to clean the town up, like I just said. I must have cleaned the clown up again. I don't know what the heck's wrong with my voice, with my words. Cannot speak proper words today. However, the town is still infected with demons. Miko Cho wants to take care of that first, but she is still weakened after her powers were stolen. So it's going to be up to us, as usual, to do this, because, just a complete Miko without training can obviously do the most complex tasks. That's just apparently how it works. Although I guess the game does sort of, explain it as Kagura being a natural, which I guess is possible. How hard can it be to master spiritual power? Clearly that's an easy task. Or, I guess, it does seem like she's had practice in the past. I mean, she was pretty adept of using it before anyway. So maybe she has had, a lot of practice in the past, but she just didn't want to be a Miko until now. I guess that's also possible. But she does obviously need more formal training. I guess she didn't really... I don't know, is she trained or is she not trained? It's really not explained, because, she has all this natural power that she knows how to use pretty darn well, but then she also needs formal training, so it's like, okay, I guess she just learned it on her own. Sure, we'll go with that. Anyway, Miko Cho's gonna be like, I had to talk about something over this conversation. There's a lot of it's not really much of a point. We also do want to learn about King Fury. Who is this King Fury guy? The bosses from last time did mention his name. They're like, hey, we work for this King Fury dude. He's gonna come kick your ass. Well, they didn't say that part, but that's basically the gist of it. When they mention a giant enemy, they're going to have him, come up and kick your ass at some point. So now we have an enchantment slip. What we need to do is we need to basically talk to the houses, or we're examining them technically. But I'm going to say that we talk to the houses because we're weird like that. And we're going to go ahead and just draw a line like we did for the boss from the exorcism slip to the place we want to exorcise. The little symbol right in the middle is where you really want to do it. And then the things are just going to sort of comedically fly over there and cleanse the house. And the house will be cleansed of demons, and people can enter it again, and the people will be happy. There's 3 houses, as you've seen across the area, that we need to cleanse. And we'll be able to get some good stuff from doing so, besides praise. Well, we'll also get more praise. But there's a couple things we can also get because, we have the houses to actually help us get a masterpiece and some other cool stuff. So, and actually, looking at it, we're almost about to level up, so we're probably going to level up in this process. Also, if you talk to this guy, he gives you food. I don't know why you'd really care about that, but food. Also, this is where you learn Inferno. You actually briefly saw the Inferno symbol in the background. Or, not Inferno, Fireburst. This is actually where you learned Fireburst back in the original Okami, if I remember correctly. Kind of cool they brought that little touch in, even though you get Fireburst somewhere else in this game and not through the restaurant. But now that that's taken care of, we're going to head over to the right and take care of this guy's house. And after that, we're going to head over to the left and take care of Mr. Flowerface's house. And then we'll actually be able to complete that flower side quest, because as I remember, there's a side quest in this where you have to bloom every single tree in Sei'An City in order to get something. Well, I mean, you guys have seen the side quests in this game. It's pretty obvious what we're going to get. Say it all together, guys. More praise. Very exciting. But, there really aren't any major rewards for side quests in this game. It really is praise, praise, and more praise. Maybe an occasional masterpiece. You get all the weapons. The Yakushi Village side quest is really the only one that's worth doing, because that's where you get all the weapons, and, well, you get a lot of praise on that as well, and some masterpieces. That one really pays out pretty well. Or not, you get the weapons, and you get, all the new powers. So really, the game is focused around the Yakushi Village side quests. The rest of them are just sort of for praise. Now, I'm not sure if you could just avoid all the side quests and still get max praise, because there is a max level in this game. Once we get, I believe it's 10 and 10, it will not be able to level up our praise anymore. So, I mean, there is a max level, and we will reach it. I remember doing the first time I played this game, you do reach it pretty, no, I guess it's like early in late game you reach it. So, I don't know. I'm not sure if the main story gives you enough praise offhand just to get you to max level. I think you do need to accomplish some of these side quests at least in order to max out Chibi and hit all of his power. Also, the first time I did this house, it took me forever to find the way out. I don't even know. It doesn't look like a door. It does not look like a door in the slightest. I had no idea. I was like, how do I get out of this house, dude? It took me forever. But now that it's like one of those moments where like you struggle so hard in something really simple the first time, so that when you're going back and doing it again, it's just ingrained in your memory. You just cannot forget it because of how much you struggle to do something so stupid like that. It's just kind of one of those funny mental phenomena, I suppose. Anyway, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and cure this guy's house because that's what we do. We are Ghostbusters, except that we're Demon Busters. It's close enough. Close enough. Ghosts, demons, same thing. Me and Kagura, we have formed the demon busting crew. Move aside, Ghostbusters. There's someone cooler than you. Who are you gonna call? The annoying actress and a little dog. Anyway, I love how this little exorcism or enchantment slipper. Is it an exorcism slip or an enchantment slip? I think it's an enchantment slip, if I remember correctly. Because I believe if you go back to the Miko Cho's conversation, notice this game has so many typos. If you actually really pay attention to the text, I believe they spelled enchantment enchantment. So either it's supposed to be an enchantment spell, like email. I don't know if we're sending enchantments over the internet or something like that. Welcome to enchantment.com. Or esurance. I'm trying to think of other good something or other. But basically, I mean, it's obviously supposed to be enchantment. And there are other times, like you saw way back at the beginning of the game with the pottery, where basically it was all that the whole like line was mixed up, and Kuni had a line that he shouldn't have, and then it repeated, and it was really weird. There are a few cases like that where there's just like obvious typos. This game really was not translated 100% perfectly, which is a little unfortunate that they didn't give it that much of an attention and they really, had all those typos. But whatever, I'm not one to like nitpick over grammar and typos. It happens to the best of us. I'd rather just play the fun game and not really worry too much about the spelling. Anyway, there is a tree inside this guy's house, so now we have the tree that actually is the last tree you do. Make sure you also get his head. It does count as a tree, and there's that one hidden like over by that house over on this side of the area, if you remember from way back. So the one in his house, the one in his head, and the one way over there, those are the three ones that most people miss. So make sure you get that. And once you do that, he does a little bit of a dance, because how can you not have a game without the Gura Shuffle? Even though it's not nearly as impressive as it was in the other one. And then, of course, as usual, Chibi has to help him out and actually do the work for him. Your dances are meaningless, sir. I did all the work with my brush skills. Congratulations. But, of course, he thinks he did it because he can't see us do his brush skills, because he is just a mere human. I am a god, puppy thing. Rawr. So, yeah, the Gura Shuffle, he gets all happy. He's going to give us a ton of praise. Not really anything too special, but, I'm okay with this. And Kagura's like, you gave him a hand, didn't you? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, we did. Poor old man. Let him die happy thinking he actually accomplished something with his life and his obsession for flowers. Anyway, that's kind of harsh. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and, well, all we really need to do now is just head up to the main area. Also, if you notice that I kind of made a little bit of a cut there, because I was actually trying to find a certain guy. There is another guy we can recruit for Yakushi Village, but you actually need to trigger this cutscene right here before you can get him. Very picky game. Very freaking picky looking for that guy, but we'll pick him up after this cutscene, because that's just the kind of thing we're going to do. Anyway, so that was a piece of cake, because we are truly pro. Nothing can stop us. We are undefeatable. What the heck is that dark cloud in the sky? That looks a bit foreboding and dangerous, and it's a head. Hello, demon head thing. Nice to meet you. Chibi obviously is not very happy about this. Kagura's like, screw you, exorcism slip. And then this guy's like, lol, I don't care about your exorcism slips, because why am I making impressions right now? This is kind of weird. Basically, in case you guys are wondering, this is in fact the one, the only King Fury, and he is here to kick some ass and chew some bubblegum, and he is all out of bum. That's bum, yes, he's all out of bum. Indeed, I screwed up Duke Nukem's quote. Not that I even care. I've never really been a big Duke Nukem fan, so I'll just steal his quotes and not even care. But yeah, and yes, King Fury is in fact Duke Nukem apparently. Anyway, so Guy obviously just completely decimates Kagura's power because he is not very. Why is his name Kagi? I'm actually trying to think of why they call him Kagi or I don't know how to pronounce that. Hokage. So yeah, Kage. Yes, I just referenced Naruto. Shut up. And Chibi tries to jump into him stupidly. Yeah, okay, if a fully powered exorcism slip is gonna work, you think your head's gonna work? And Chibi gets knocked out. So as you can see, this is kind of the moment where we're like, oh, we're so kick ass and awesome, and then the major bad guy shows up and just like, yo, I'm gonna kick your ass, and then he proceeds to kick our ass, and that's precisely what happened. So King Fury has a goal of acquiring Kagura's Miko powers conveniently. You know, of course, you know, the damsel would be in distress, but apparently your Miko powers aren't grown yet, so he's gonna just go ahead and let us train and come nab us later. This is going to this is kind of one of the weird things about this game, though, is I guess I'm gonna kind of slightly spoil ahead, but the game sets up this giant fight between Kagura and King Fury, and I'm just gonna actually I guess I can't say that it doesn't ever happen, but it basically it does eventually happen, but not really as a major part of the plot. So they kind of set up this whole fight, and then it just kind of doesn't happen at all, or at least in a meaningful way. So I don't know. I mean, there is going to be like a little thing between Kagura and King Fury at some point. I will say that, you know, you won't be disappointed, but it's not really that meaningful, and you'll see why when we actually get to it. But King Fury is actually going to be a major antagonist, but not really for Kagura, and you'll see why later on the plot. But he's going to be the major villain for now. I won't say if he's the major villain of the game. I mean, the game kind of sets him up as the major villain, but this is why I kind of like the game's plot sometimes. It's like, you know, they do set up all these different storylines, and you're kind of left wondering, like, okay, what's really going on here? Like, I really don't have any idea. And then the game's just like, hey, look, we have this villain, and then, oh, we got this villain, he's actually the bigger villain. You know, they kind of did that in Okami. Like, yeah, they had, what's his face? Orochi, there we go. And then he was the major villain. Then they had the Nine-Tailed Fox, and he was the major villain. They had another major villain. And then they're all like, Yummy! He's the major villain! And then we're all like, yay! Anyway, we recruited a guy over there. We'll go visit him in a few episodes, because he's not really important right now. There's actually a few guys we can recruit shortly. So I'm going to do the whole Yakushi Village thing later on. We already went to Yakushi Village in this episode. We don't need to go back here again. And in case you also didn't notice, one thing that I actually learned recently is you can actually burn the leaf piles. And now that we have Fireburst, we can actually burn the leaf piles and actually get the treasure chest from there. Now normally you need a source of wind in order to get rid of those leaf piles, but with the power of Fireburst, we can actually do it automatically that way. So we can sort of skip ahead a little bit and get a few treasures a little ahead of time, which is something I will go back and do. There's a couple of leaf piles nearby that I actually can go ahead and get, and I'll quickly go out of my way to grab them later. My voice got cracked there a little bit, kind of weird. Anyway, Miko Cho is like, hey, you're not happy, and Kagura is, well, of course you're not happy, you just got your ass kicked by King Fury. So now this has given her the final motivation she needs to decide to commit entirely to Miko power, to learn her Miko powers, because she wants to be able to stand with King Fury. She is not happy with getting her ass handed to her by the giant demon lord person. Who is this King Fury? This is something we will be learning throughout the game, who this mysterious King Fury guy is, and why he's so powerful, and why he be so scary, and why he wants Kagura, and all these questions will be answered. I was going to say all these answers will be questioned. I guess that too. But basically, so in the next episode, guys, we're going to basically be heading over to the richer part of Sei'An City, the aristocratic sector. So go ahead and begin our training as a Miko, or at least Kagura. Chibi is not going to train to be a Miko. That would be a little weird. But Kagura is going to learn her training as a Miko. What's going to happen, guys? Will she succeed in her training? Will something happen on the way to the theater? On the way out of the theater at this point. Sort of trying to make like a reference there, but failed. Anyway, goodbye.